Welcome back, happy hookers, and welcome to another coaster with Crochet Chrissy from Crochet and Tea. I have with me Moomin, my lovely little fur baby, who's probably going to make an appearance from this angle, trying to get the yarn shortly. So if you're a fan of hers, then you'll be pleased with this one. So this is another round coaster. And if you've tried my flat circular coaster, you will have absolutely no problem whipping this one up. So the stitches that we're going to be using today are the single crochet, the double crochet, and we're also going to be adding at the end this lovely crab stitch, which gives it a really nice little braiding. But this is absolutely optional if you're new to the crab stitch, because it can take a little bit of time. This coaster already has some cat hairs on, which is very nice. So I'm going to be using Sheepy Soft Fun. Now I know I normally use the Sidan #1, but I know a lot of people have trouble getting this thickness of yarn. Now the great thing about this is it is a double knit. So use any double knit you like. I just happen to like this because it is a cotton and acrylic blend. So you get that really nice soft feeling with the cotton, but what you don't get is the tendency for your yarn to split, which you can with cotton. Now I'm going to pair this with a 3.5. I would recommend using a 4 if you are a more of a beginner crocheter. The 3.5 just gives me some slightly tighter stitches and a little bit of a firmer fabric, which I like, but by all means. So I've got my tea with me ready on this lovely triangular coaster, actually, in my Cath Kidston mug, and I've got a lovely spearmint and chamomile today for Crochet and Tea. So let's get started with the coaster. So we're going to take our yarn from the centre. That's another great thing. The yarns from Sheepy Soft Fun pull from the centre, and they have this handy little tab. I've only just noticed that my nails are actually the same colour as this yarn, although they are growing out 5 weeks strong. I'm in next week to get them done. So we're going to start with the let's get that off, the magic circle. And if you're not familiar with the magic, oh, I love it when it does this. Look, you get a nice big bit usually come out at the beginning, which gives you plenty to be going on with. Although saying that, I've now actually got a little knot. There we go. Okay, so the magic circle, I'll pop a link here to the magic circle if you're unfamiliar and you'd like a slower introduction to that, but I like to wrap it round that way and then fold it over the top like this, taking my hook and grabbing that, pulling it and then spinning it around to create myself a nice loop, and then picking this one back up and then pulling that through to create, if I take my fingers away, a nice little slip knot around a ring. So for this we're going to start very similar into the previous circular coaster, in that we're going to place 10 double crochets all the way into this ring. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, oh, not 3, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through another 2, and we're going to repeat that. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you can see what I'm doing is holding on to this because you haven't really got any much to hold on to, if you like. So it does help when you're trying to go into this loop here. And keep it tight to kind of keep hold of the loop here, and then when you're closing the stitch, move your thumb to hold your work to help you close your stitch. So there we have 3, so we're going to go for 10. So 4, 5. I need to get an alternative camera set up because Moomin is actually just sat off camera staring intently at me hooking. I'll probably give it this little bit of a label to play with. I'd like this to play with. There we go. Okay, so double crochet until we've got 10, and then we get to do that magical part where we pull our centerpiece together. Oh, she's taken the bait. She's now playing with the, she's now attacking my tablecloth. Come on. So let's have a quick count. 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, I've got 2 more to go. Okay, so 1, 2. Now we can just hear her playing with the label. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. So we take, give yourself a bit of a longer loop and take this bit and very satisfyingly close that nice and tight. And then we want to slip knot into our 10th stitch. So I like to count back just to make sure I'm going exactly the right place. So I will count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and I can see there, which is quite a small one, but I'm sure I can pop my hook in if I'm careful. They're always tight on the first couple of stitches, but never fear if you just give a little wiggle. There we go. Nice and steady, and we have completed, there we go, our 10. So the way that circles are created is every round that we do, we will increase the stitches by the number of stitches we put in the centre. So all that essentially means is every round, we've got 10 stitches in the centre, every round we want to be increasing by 10. So we'll go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. Okay, so that's how you know how to keep on track. Okay, so we're going to take 10 stitches and turn them into 20 stitches. And how are we going to do this? Well, we're going to put 2 stitches in every stitch. But this round is going to be single crochets because we'll be alternating double with single to give that really nice little concentric circle pattern. So we're going to chain 1. Then we're going to go straight back into the stitch. We're going to go straight into the next stitch. We're not going to worry about the stitch that we've just come out of because it's easy to deal with that on the next, when we get back round to the end. So with this one, I like to simply count my 20. You can put a stitch hook in if you are feeling a little bit unconfident with your counting. But for now, we're going to go into that next stitch with a single. So that's simply yarn over, insert, yarn over, and pull through both. So there we go, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so we're halfway there. Just need to grab myself a little bit of yarn because I've got a little bit of a taffel and it makes it a lot easier if you I keep saying I wish there was a way that cats could just pass you your yarn without obviously wanting to eat it. Okay, here she comes. So on to 10. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now I can see that my last one's going to be going into here, so 19, 20, and if you want to work out exactly where you're going, which should technically be this stitch here, not this little tiny chain here, can you see? Not this one here, this stitch here, but if you want, you can just simply go 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I like to put my finger there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, so this one here is where, sorry, that was a little bit out of focus. I hope that you can see this yellow yarn, okay? It looks extremely bright. So a slip stitch and we're away. So we've got 10 and 20. And think of it as having 10 pieces of pie. That's one of the simplest explanations. And every piece of pie has an increase. So we have 10 increases. So the next round, the way that we will be increasing is we will be placing a single stitch and then an increase, a single stitch and then an increase, a single stitch and then an increase. And that's going to give, for every 2 stitches, it's going to turn it to 3 because we're going to do a single and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, absolutely easy. So this time we're going to swap back to our double crochet. So we are going to chain 2, and we never count the chain 2. That's not a false stitch for this one, it's just a little bit of extra padding to prevent any gaps. So we're going to chain 2, and then what we're going to do is we're going to work into our next stitch by placing a single. And when I say single, I should really say solo, because I don't want you to get confused with singles and doubles. So we're going to place in 1 double in the next stitch. And we're going to place 2 doubles in the next stitch. Okay. Oh, you're all right, Moment. She's just done a little snuffle. She's having a clean. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. As you can now hear my cat maybe cleaning herself. Lovely. So carry on all the way around, placing 1 double, and then directly in the next stitch placing 2. I do really love this yarn, honestly. It is so nice. It's got a little bit of I don't know what the word is, maybe a bit of texture so that it's not very slippy on the hook. The trouble with cottons is they can be a little bit slippy, whereas this feels it's got like a little bit of bite. As you're crocheting, it feels like the hook's really holding it as you go along, which I know is a very strange feeling, but what you don't want is to feel it's all sort of flopping about and you're not really controlling it, whereas this, certainly with the 3.5, the slightly smaller hook, it means that I've just got a little bit more grip. That's probably the right word, grip. Every now and again I do like to check, because I am chattering along, that I've definitely got my doubles and my singles, because it's quite easy. Can you see what's happened here? I've been chattering along, and I'm going to show you how to fix this mistake. I've been chattering along and I've put 2 doubles next to each other, and the reason I can see is they look like 2 little V's coming out the same stitch. So I had a single and a double, a single and a double, and then I've accidentally done a single and a double, and then I've gone straight in and I've done a double and a single. Well, there's a couple of ways we can fix this. We can swap round and say from now on, rather than doing a single and a double, we're going to do a double and a single, because it's still the same. As long as I haven't gone too far that I can't continue that pattern, I could say, okay, from here I'm going to go double, single, double, single, double, single, and it would still work. If I'd gone too far and I'd done a double and a single and a single and a double, and I'd gone too far, all I need to do is make sure that at the very end I've got 30 stitches. And it really isn't going to make much difference whether or not I miss one of my doubles a little bit further around. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways. Honestly, don't ever fear if you've gone wrong that you need to pull it all down. This is not an intricate pattern. It really won't make a difference and no one will notice. So I'm simply going to swap to doubles, singles, doubles, and a single here. Okay, absolutely fine. So double and a single, double, and then a single. This is where I start to dream of saying things like double and single. 1 stitch, double, single, sorry, 2 stitch, that's my increase. Increase, solo, let's call it that. Increase, oh, my yarn is approaching, the yarn monster, I need to sort out, there we go. Just sort of give it a gentle shake and it will come apart. If you yank it, you'll just give yourself a knot and then a headache, and then you'll end up cutting it out. Okay, so double, a solo, and so I'll be ending on my double, my solo. we go. Give yourself a count, always handy. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. Ignoring this little chain. So this is the stitch that we want to be joining in. So let's pop our hook in, tighten up our loop there, and slip stitch away. Lovely. And can you see how it's created now? That nice little ring. So you've guessed it, hopefully you've guessed it, we will be moving back to a round of single crochets. So we've got 30 stitches, we need to change them to 40 stitches, so that means we need to take 3 stitches and turn them into 4 stitches. And how are we going to do that? We're going to go solo, solo, double. So solo, solo, increase, solo, solo, increase. Can you see? So for every piece of our pie, every 10th, we'll take 3 stitches and turn them into 4. Absolutely easy as pie. So chain, go straight into the next one. Single crochets, 1 stitch, 2 stitch, increase. Now this is where you might go, okay, I'm going to pop myself a stitch marker in, so you could count back. Oh, that is Moomin, who is now walking on my bar and has knocked something over. Come on. Oh, she's not on camera for you, but she's causing lots of clatter. Clatter? Oh, that's a word, clatter. Okay. Single, single, increase. Single, single, I can't stop laughing at my cat, she's so dopey. Increase. Single, single, increase. You got it? There we go. Nice little single, single, increase. Moomin, why don't you come over here and play with something? I'm not sure what. I should really get her some toys. She has got toys, I mean, I should get her some while I'm recording to keep her out of mischief. Okay, how are we doing? Single, single, increase, single, single, increase, yeah? And it is actually a single stitch. Oh, and I went to increase then. Single, single, increase. I forget how much I like the single crochet. I don't use it a lot because it's obviously quite a time-consuming stitch if you're making anything of any size, because it's such a small stitch, but it is a very beautiful stitch, certainly for edging and making these patterns. So single, single, increase. Now I'm going to be back to the beginning soon, so if you are ahead of me or behind, I'm sure that we'll catch up. I think I'm at the end. I think I've got my last stitch here. Oh, I lost that one. Pop it back. Single, increase. Oh, she says as she splits a stitch. There we go. Wonderful. Back to the beginning and looking beautiful. I'm going to do a little count up. 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, I got a bit confusing. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. Don't forget, we're not going into this one here. We're going into this one here. So pop that in, pull this tight and slip stitch, and we're in to 40. Now that is looking beautiful, and we are now going to swap back to the double crochet. I'm going to take 40 stitches to 50. I wish this was interactive, because can you guess how? I'm going to take 4 stitches and turn them into 5 by solo, 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 increase. So every round you're increasing the number of solo stitches. These little fingers are the solo stitches and this is the increase. Every round we're just adding another solo. The first round we did 1 and an increase, then the second we did 2 and an increase, and now we're going to be doing 3 and an increase. Absolutely easy, as long as you remember that technique. So we're back to the double crochet. So we're going to chain 2 and we're going to go straight into the stitch next to it with 1 double crochet. I'm going to double crochet into the next 2 stitches after that. Okay, so we have our 3 double crochets and now we're going to pop an increase in. And now I need some more yarn. There we go, so 3 and an increase, and I will quickly get myself plenty of yarn ready and we'll carry on. So 3 double crochets, and our increase. Fabulous. 3 double crochets. It's nice when you've done a single crochet round and it doesn't feel like it's grown very much, and then you do your double crochet round and you're like, oh, look at it, it's grown so fast. I'll be done in half an hour. Well, we'll actually be done in less time than that at all. I mean, we've only been crocheting for 15 minutes. That's not bad going. So where are we at? So 3 singles, and this is our increase here. Taking off 4 stitches to 5. So 3 doubles. 3 doubles. How does everyone hold their hook? Anyway, I love it when people message me and they say, oh, I hold my hook in the pencil hold like you, because I think we are definitely in the minority of pencil hook holders. I don't know whether or not there's, we're probably going to get RSI a lot more because we do tend to move our wrists a lot more. I've never quite gotten on with this technique. I could probably try. So 3 singles and a double. Let me give it a go. It's just not very quick. 1, ooh, just feel weird. 2, oh no, it's not very quick at all. The stitch doesn't look too bad, but I'm definitely a lot quicker this way, so muscle memory and everything. So 3 doubles and our increase coming up. Happy days. It's not a very autumnal colour, is it, this yellow? But I think I'm just still trying to clutch onto the last bit of summer quite clearly with these nails. Although I am in on Tuesday next week for my nails, so I'm a bit late for Halloween. I'm filming this on the 29th. So yeah, it'll be the 2nd when I'm in for my nails. A bit late for Halloween, maybe something Christmassy, maybe like a white snow, that'd be lovely. So 3 and a increase. 3 and an increase. I tell you what I am looking forward to, crochet and hot chocolate. Oh, Christmas hot chocolate. Let me know down below if you like hot chocolate, and whether you do like any flavoured hot chocolates, maybe like a caramel hot chocolate. That does sound pretty special. I might have to get a stunning hot chocolate ready for our next crochet session. 3 and a double, 3 and double. Okay, so carrying on, we can do this, we're nearly there. 3 double crochets and an increase, or repeat. 3 double crochets and an increase, repeat. So there's my 3. Need to do myself an increase. She says as she completely just skipped by that. I get so distracted. I'm not very professional am I, as a tutor, because I get really distracted chatting to you, and then and then I end up making a mistake. Well, do you know what? Maybe it's crochet for the real life, because I can teach you when you're distracted, if you're watching a bit of TV or chatting to someone too, how to actually rectify those mistakes. Because they're not mistakes, as Bob Ross says, they're just happy little accidents, aren't they? That's what we tell ourselves. So increase, and then I am on to the last section. Very exciting here. Okay, so I've got my last 3. 1, 2, 3, and my increase into that last stitch, which was actually the first one. Do you remember the one that the chain comes out of? So I know that this one here, that's at the top of my normal stitch here, is the one that I want to be going into. And there we go, let's give it a flatten down. We're nearly there, look at that. We've got, you've guessed it, 1 more round of single crochet, and then we're on to the crab stitch. Very exciting. Okay, last round, single crochets only, taking how many stitches? Taking 5 stitches and turning them into 6. Okay, 5 stitches into 6 leaves us, we've got 6 stitches. Look at me, it's like numbers with Chrissy. So we've got to take 5 to 6 stitches. We've got our increase, that can be our thumbs, and 4 singles. So chain straight into the next one, 4 single crochets in a row. Sounds like an nursery rhyme. 4 single crochets sitting in a row. Increase, place 2 into, I'm weaving off camera. You're going to unsubscribe from me, aren't you? Because please don't give me hate comments. I wish you'd get in the camera a little bit more. Well, I wish I would too, I'm sorry. Come on, 4 singles and an increase. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, and I can't hear the cat, which means she's sloped off to go for a nice little nap. That is very exciting. Increase. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. See, this is a really quick coaster. I mean, we're 20 minutes in, and I mean, if you took this slowly, I mean, I think in just over half an hour you'd have a coaster. And if you wanted to go for like 42.5 minutes, which is the average time of a decent episode of something on Netflix, then that's like 1 coaster per episode. I mean, over a weekend you'll have a brand new dining set for Christmas. How fantastic. Or a gift. These make lovely gifts. 4 of them together. Did I do my increase? Got chatting again, didn't I? I did do my increase. 4 of them together. Pop a little ribbon round. Pop a little handmade tag on. Absolutely wonderful. Go for something nice and neutral that's going to go with anybody's homes. Greys, beiges, greys, all the neutrals. Lots of tone on tone, which I think is just a very posh interior design way of saying a similar colour next to a similar colour, but not quite the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase. Where are we at? We've got a double. How can I tell? Easy. Pop your hook into the stitch below. How many little bars are coming out? How many V's? I've got 2 V's coming out of this one, so I know it was a double stitch. Okay, 4 singles. Can't remember what we were talking about, but anyway, 4 singles and an increase. 4 singles and an increase. Okay, 4 singles. Trying to make sure I don't go off camera. 4 singles. I think I'm nearly back at the beginning. I've got 1 more single. My last increase. How exciting. And then I'm going to join up. I'm going to join up here. And ta-da! Oh. Okay, common things I get asked in the comments. Why have I made a little hat? Hello, I'm a little hat. That's because your circle has curled. Okay, quick one. Your stitches in the middle were quite loose, and as you got going, they got tighter. That's going to make this a bit bigger than it should be and this a bit tighter. Okay? Second common mistake. You've actually just skipped some stitches, which is why I always encourage, even I count, a quick count up all the way around. If you get to this point on the end and you think, oh, it is a bit tight and curly, there is absolutely nothing wrong in just popping an extra stitch or 2 here just to kind of bulk it out. Like I say, no one's going to know except you. This is not perfectly flat anyway. It's kind of, I'm managing to flatten it because, like I say, this is quite a textured yarn, so it feels like as I flatten it, it's kind of pulling together. But spray bottle, spritz of water, place a tea towel or some kind of thin cloth over the top, heavy book on it, 2 if you like, leave it overnight, come back, it will be perfectly flat. Whatever you do, do not iron it, because all you'll do is end up with, I think that was Moomin chirping, end up with a really thin floppy thing that's not very good. So don't iron. I mean, you potentially could steam it if you've had a steamer, but I mean, a spray is more than suitable. So we've got 2 options here. We can either, Moomin, can you hear it chirping? Come on up, come say hi before we go. We're going to fasten off here, and we're going to crab stitch, and that's actually going to be in another video. Now this isn't to trick you or anything, it's just I wanted to do a separate video with the crab stitch, just so that anyone specifically just looking on how to edge this can find that video. So you will find the link to that video here now. Alternatively, it will be on the end card of how to do the crab stitch if you would like to put this nice decorative edging on. You can finish it off and then decide you want to put the edging on later. You don't have to do it at the same time. Equally, if you've made other circular coasters that didn't go quite as planned, what you could do is you could go, oh, I'm going to use those as my test coasters to practice my crab stitch on, because I don't mind if it looks a little bit untidy, because I didn't really like this coaster anyway. Once I've got it down, I'll then go back to my nicer one that I'm, more at ease with, and I'll put it on. So that's testament to don't ever throw your old crochet works away, because they come in really handy for adding those extra bits on. So thank you ever so much for watching. Please drop me a comment below if you did like all the DPD man introductions and Moomin chirping as we go. Subscribe. I'm hoping to post a lot more regularly in the lead up to Christmas, and it will not be as quiet as it was this year, my lovely happy hookers. I shall see you soon. Thanks for joining us for another crochet coaster crafternoon with Chrissy. There we go, that was a mouthful. Thank you ever so much. Bye.